Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's installment of IEOR Blogs. This week and today, I wanted to go over some of the landmark cases over patenting technologies that we discussed in class. And the one that I wanted to discuss very heavily today was Samsung versus Apple. The whole entirety of this video is actually scripted out on the blog post above right here, so you guys can just read through that if you want a much more detailed description of what I wanted to talk about. But essentially, what I wanted to discuss was Samsung versus Apple. It was a pretty big case back in its time. And essentially, what it was Apple lodged legal complaints that Samsung's design and user interface were too similar to theirs, and that they had already patented a lot of these technologies. And basically, what makes them unique is was being stolen by Samsung, or that was their claim. And they said that their overall cell phone design for Samsung and also a lot of their user interfaces and the slide to lock features were too similar to the ones that Apple itself offered. And it was widely disputed. It was kind of contested in multiple in international courts, um, and the rulings kind of varied place to place. But overall, I don't. It was inconclusive, and I think both companies benefited from this case, not because the legal rulings favored one over the other in any way, but mostly because of the press they were able to garner from it, and also kind of the user loyalty that they were able to solidify. Essentially, I feel like this was the beginning of when people were like going, "Oh, I'm balls out for Apple," or like, "Oh, I'm going all out for Samsung," and became more diehard fans because it kind of generated a sort of fanaticism. And so I think over the loss of, I guess, their patenting rights, Apple kind of gained a lot more user traction. So that's one way to look at it. But essentially, in the end, Apple had to drop many of its allegations because it seemed that they were tampering with the evidence. When the court subpoenaed for a lot of the design work for both a Samsung product and an Apple product, what they had found out was the evidence had been, I guess, a little bit altered. And so that kind of threw the case in disfavor of Apple. And that kind of sums up what I had to say about this case. Thank you very much for watching me this week, and I'll see you guys soon.